Welcome to the stream, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by. It is another Monday streamer Twitter review day. Every couple of weeks those roll around. If you would like to get involved, please just shoot me a message on Twitter and I'll add you to the list. I have a chronological list that I work through, add everyone as they come in, and this week we have a couple of really good ones. I just knocked my motorcycle over. You stay. I hope everyone is having a great week so far. I hope you are not too hung over from last night. I definitely didn't go out. I didn't really do much all weekend, to be honest with you. I kept things pretty chill. Yeah, I hope if you did go out, you stayed safe, had a good time. Let me just bring up the list of who we're checking out today. So we have DamagedMasses, Rywokk, and IamLich. A couple weeks ago, everyone was piling in, and I felt bad because I didn't have time to get to everybody the first time that I did this. But if you're on the list, I swear I will get to you, I promise. DojiD, welcome to the stream, and Sick too. What's up, everybody? It did indeed feel like a Monday when I woke up this morning. I did not sleep well last night. I didn't even go out, but I still just woke up feeling so tired. I had a self-care weekend. I was like, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna feel really good. It's gonna be a nice week. I'm gonna start out fresh. I got a lot of content, and I just woke up so drained. I've been chugging so much caffeine today. I'm gonna have a little bit of a cider while we do this, but yeah, welcome to the stream, everyone. Today, I'm gonna start out with DamagedMasses. Like that. DamagedMasses. So how I like to usually do these is I will go through and tackle the four main elements that I think attract people to a Twitter profile. That is going to be your header, your bio, your pinned tweet, and then the main content below it. I screwed that up. Header, profile picture, bio, and pinned tweet. There we go. I was like, that doesn't sound right. Doesn't sound right at all. That's why I usually have a script for some of these things, but I had to work this morning. My part-time job called me in for a couple hours. I was just like, all right, I mean, I guess I'm one of the managers. I should probably go do my job. But I got called in and did not have time to prepare as well as I usually like to, with a few little stream notes over here on the side to keep me on track. Because I definitely have some ADHD, and that keeps me flying around sometimes. But I will keep myself on track, I promise. Charper, welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by. Doji says, I will say that I woke up feeling pretty motivated to make a video that I've been wanting to start making for a long time. Well, that's good. We're currently scripting and about to record. Hell yeah, what's it about? You can share that here. We're not a jealous streamer community. Not just talking about my own stuff. I mean, for goodness sakes, I'm literally highlighting other people's stuff on my channel. That's like my main form of content right now. Let's pop over to Damaged, see what she's got going on over here. I'm still getting used to using my Stream Deck. I keep wanting to just change everything in OBS, but I don't have to because look, I can press one button. Boop. Ah, yes. Damaged. Your header is really pretty. I like that a lot. The thing that I would probably change, the only thing that I would change, is the fact that other than DamagedMasses, therethere's not really a whole lot of information about what you do, where you create content, and you know what your focus is. So I would probably add, like I encourage everyone to do, add some logos. That way, as soon as people get there, they see where you're active and they know right off the bat if that is the type of content that they're interested in, because not everybody is interested in Twitch, YouTube. It's just they might not be active on that platform. So it helps right off the bat to have that in your header so you know what's going on, what they're getting into, and whether they want to read further, whether it's worth their time. So just add social logos for everywhere you're most active up here. And other than that, I think that header looks really pretty. I like it a lot. Profile picture, I would try to get something that fits your stream aesthetic a little bit more. If you're trying to push that, I would get something that kind of says what you're trying to organize words. Something that I try to encourage everybody to do is making their profile picture a little bit more like what people are going to see when they watch your content. That way they have kind of a clue as to who they're going to be looking at and the quality of image that they're going to be seeing. Just try to make it as correspond as well as possible with the face that they're going to be greeted with when they come to check out your content. That can kind of help bridge that gap as well, because they already know what to expect. They know that it's going to be, well, they have this assumption based off of the profile picture that it's going to be good content, it's going to be crisp, and it's going to be clean, and they're going to see your face, and it's going to be, you know, the usual quality that somebody expects from a streamer or other YouTube creator. You can show that off in your profile picture. So I would probably try to update that at some point and get something in there that's going to have a little bit more pop and a little bit more draw. Because right now, especially when it drops down to really small, you can't really see what's going on in there. I can tell that you have a mask on, but you can't really tell what the profile picture is. Down here, it kind of, for somebody with bad eyes, it kind of looks like half a face. Kind of looks a little bit distorted because of the semi-flesh colored mask. I'd get something that pops a little bit better and shows up in that small, especially small phone app size, something that has a little bit more definition. So for those two things, that's the only thing that I would really change. Doji says, here, hold on, let me pop back over. Doji says, my general thought process improving in FPS games kind of applies to most things, specifically when seeing myself. Nice. Yeah, that's what we're glad that you're thinking about some of that stuff that we talked about. That's really cool. It says, what should your profile pic be if you don't stream with a webcam? I think that if you don't stream with a webcam, it needs to be something that is branded to your channel, like a logo, or a lot of people enjoy using little versions of their emotes. If they have a little like GB emote that's drawn up in their likeness, like you have currently your, I believe, if I'm not interpreting it incorrectly, but your logo is the bunny that looks like a pen tip. And I think that's a really good idea to use something like that because it's distinctive, it's sharp, easy to remember. It's very distinctive. So just make sure that you are using a logo that's going to stand out and be distinctive, not one of those basic esports logos with the, you know, the underneath curved text and then the like crest around it and then maybe like a couple of crossed AK-47s or something. Like, yeah, that type of stuff isn't going to stand out. It's not going to float, especially on Twitter where there's 5 billion people floating around with that exact same design that they got off of Fiverr or, you know, made themselves on Canva. And there's nothing wrong with that when you're just starting out, but it's definitely worth, if you're not going to stream with a camera, it's worth putting the extra time and effort into branding that logo to be something that's going to stand out and be distinctive. Otherwise, people just, with how saturated it is, people just aren't really going to take the time to look at you as a small streamer with a logo like that for the most part, because it's just, there's a certain hype that goes with that. It's very expected that when you go to that stream, you're going to get a certain type of content. And I don't want to be rude and get into what that type of content is necessarily, but you all know what I'm talking about. That type of content is not screaming unique individuality, and your logo, if you want to stand out, definitely needs to portray that. Trevor says, I'm trying my best to stand out. It's tough. It can be tough. It's really saturated, like I just said, and social media can be hard to stand out on anyways because you're putting all this effort in, and if you don't have the right keywords and you're just missing a couple elements in your regular content and how you do things, then, you know, it's just, it completely overlooks you a lot of times. Twitter specifically completely overlooks you a lot of times. You'll be sending out tweets for years and you'll never break 100 followers. And it just takes a couple of tweaks and a couple of adjustments to get yourself in front of actual eyes. So that's why I'm hopefully achieving with these reviews. I know we've had some good success with some of the consultations that I've had optimizing their accounts, and I hope that these free reviews accomplish the same thing. But let's hop back over to Damaged, see what else she's got going on. We're gonna go into that bio now. So it says, Amanda, mother first, derp gamer who endures... derp gamer who endures... I can't even get through it without doing that with that stupid meme voice. Derp gamer who endures, Ermagerd, Earth per Earth. Emmer producers and Snoopy Adventures, coffee addicted book nerd, director of ops for Digitized, and I think that's a really good bio. I like it. I think that it is clear to the point. I think that you definitely hit on all of the points that I usually like to bring up for people. You put, obviously you want people to know that your name is Amanda and not just go around calling you Damaged all the time. So you put that so people who do take the time to get to know you are like, oh, that's her name. Mother first, I love that. Shows that you're family oriented. They know what to expect. They know that you're not this hype beast 18-year-old who's got nothing better to do than just play games all day. They know that you're an adult with responsibilities, and I think it's really important for adult content, not adult content creators, but content creators who are adults, to make that very clear to other people that, hey, I'm not here for the, 14, 15-year-old kids who are looking to crank 90s in Fortnite. I want to have a little bit more mature audience. So including those things is going to make sure that you're not bringing in that super young audience, unless it's somebody who's genuinely just there because they want entertainment. They know what to expect. So I love that. I really like that you put in keywords related to the games that you enjoy. I personally, I know you do variety, so I think FPS MMORPGs, I think that's a good thing to have in there. It is very broad, and if you did at some point settle into a groove where you were playing a few different games pretty regularly, it might be a good move to put at least one or two of them in that title. That way it's a little bit more targeted, because FPS MMORPG is pretty broad. But it's definitely a good start. It's better than not having anything in there, because now people at least know what they're going to be looking at when they go to your channel as far as content goes and games that you're playing. Never6 has never thought about it that way. But what way? Sorry, I have chat in a couple of different places at the moment, so I keep looking. I need to just get a little mount right here for my other... I have another phone that I've been using as a tablet, so I'm thinking about just getting a little mount right here and using that for my chat. I think that would work so well. Yeah, what didn't you think about, Sick? Moving into this part here. So this little bit with the location could use a little bit of an update. The good part about using the location or having your location is to let people know basically what time zone you're in. So when you're streaming and you go, hey, I'm live at X time, or saying like, hey, I'm gonna be live this evening, they know what that means. They know roughly where you are. The United States is pretty broad, obviously, so that's not gonna help narrow down the time zone very much. So I would put something a little bit more, obviously don't put super specific information that's gonna get you tracked by some nutter, but try to put something that corresponds to at least telling people what time zone you're in. And a fun trick that I've been sharing with everybody is you can actually use this little section right here as a call to action. You don't have to put your actual location in there. So what I like to do is put a little, just a little blurb like, hey, check out more here. And then you can use emojis as well, just no special characters. So you can do any text you want and any emojis you want in this little space. And it's really handy to get more people pushing towards your Koji, which I love that you set up, by the way. Let's take a look at that. And then if you do decide to use that as a call to action, you can always just pop that time zone related information into your bio instead, and that'll work just as well. I like how you have the colors and the branding distinctive across it. You're using the same profile picture, which is great. I like that as well. That makes things nice and cohesive, so there's not that jump when people go from one platform to another and they go, whoa, did I click the right thing? Is this the right link? If it's completely distinct branding like some people do with their sites, they get wrapped up in making one thing look good that they don't check to make sure that it looks good compared to their other things as well. But I think you did a good job of that here. I like that, you know, you have basically same types of things, but you get a little bit more in depth over here with Lover of Books and Secret Writer. You bring in other opportunities, or not opportunities, but other aspects of your personality and the content that you create, so that if people are interested and they're going down that rabbit hole of, well, let's see what else Amanda does, they're gonna end up here and see that there's more to you than just gaming and streaming. So I love that. That's really good. I like that you have the My Faves link section set up. That's always really fun feature. Obviously, I know you're relatively new to Koji, so I'm not going to be like, you need to get some stuff in there, because I know you just set it up. We talked about that, but I think you did a really good job. As you grow, this is basically how I had mine set up as well. But if you get used to it and you get more comfortable, I'm sure you'll find other things that are useful for you. And they're coming out with new apps on Koji all the time. Six had the kids audience thing. Yeah, it's just about thinking of, just taking in generally how people consume content and thinking about how somebody showing up to your account is going to react to it, and thinking about how different age groups are going to react to different types of content and different elements, and you can tailor your content to fit that. Like, I had a really hard time when I first started out on Mixer, because I was getting a really young audience, to the point where I was having to ban people because they were too young. Like, I couldn't figure it out. I was just like, I have an adult channel, I have it set to 18 plus, I swear up a storm, I talk about my previous addiction things, like, this is not for kids. How do they keep ending up here? But I realized that I was putting in all keywords that were going to be interesting to kids unintentionally. You know, I was putting in things like Minecraft and Fortnite, and wasn't mentioning the fact that I was married. I was trying to put out this vibe that I was just like, you know, that usual gamer dude just trying to, you know, snag some headshots and hang out with the homies. And it's just like, it was so awkward and cringe and uncomfortable looking back on some of those videos, because it just didn't fit who I was. But when I wasn't putting in content, or I wasn't putting in those keywords that were related to me and what I represented, I ended up with the absolute opposite of what I wanted. So yeah, if you can get a little bit more targeted with your keywords, you can definitely control who shows up in your community better and end up with an audience that is actually targeted to you and your abilities, rather than just whoever shows up. Because that's I think a problem that a lot of streamers have, is they just cater to whoever shows up. And if you end up with a bunch of kids, then, well, guess that's what we're playing today. Yeah, we'll play with viewers. Yeah, we'll do Minecraft. And you end up taking all of your content ideas and just tossing them out the window, because, well, I ended up with an entire community full of people who don't like the shit that I do. I don't know how it happened, but here we are. And then that burns people out. They quit, they leave, they go, nah, this isn't what I want, fuck this. Trapper says, I allow my kids to be with me sometimes, so I'll have younger views from time to time. I try to maintain a balance of family, but also adult vibes. I think that there's definitely a distinction between family vibes and adult, like, kid vibes. I think you can maintain family-friendly vibes without being specifically kid-oriented content. I try to keep things, I swear quite a bit. I try to keep it down a little bit more now than I used to, and when I am raging at a game or something, I try to tone down the actual, like, profanity coming out of my mouth, because I know that a lot of people watching do have kids in the room, a lot of people are family oriented, and I don't want to be that person that you have to worry about when your kids are in the room. Every now and then I slip up because I do swear a lot in real life, and I'm not going to completely censor myself because it just feels unnatural. But yeah, I try to tone it down a lot, and I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to appeal to a little bit broader audience as far as the language that you use. But yeah, I think there's a time and a place for both, and being an adult-oriented creator doesn't mean that you have to necessarily be a freaking pirate about things. So yeah, I think that your stuff is really good. I think that you have it set up nicely. I would try to... You know what? No, I like that. I like that pinned tweet. I was gonna say... try to get a pinned tweet that is a little bit more graphic. Just want to like horrible slasher film style graphic pinned tweet. That's what I'm envisioning here. Blood, gore, guts everywhere, the whole 9 yards. Freddy meets Jason. No, something with a graphic to get people's attention. Like a stream clip works really well. If you do a stream clip with something of like, hey, this is my content schedule, or things like that, that can really help drive a little bit more traffic to your stuff. Because just thinking back to how people use social media, right? If somebody sees you, they haven't checked out your content in a little while, they know you, but you pop up in their feed after not seeing you for a little while, they go, I wonder what they're up to. Click over, what are they gonna see? They're gonna see this stuff. And if you can capture their attention with, hey, guess what, I'm still making content, this is my schedule, this is when you can see me next, this is where more stuff is, blah blah blah, then you have a pretty good chance of them going, oh shoot, let me check out what they've been up to, and then clicking over, or being like, oh heck yeah, they're streaming tonight, I'll stop by and say hi. There's just those little psychological things that you can just think about the journey that people take through using these apps, and figure out how to optimize them to your benefit without being manipulative, of course. So yeah, Damage, I think you have a really good profile. I think you have a great start. I wouldn't say get rid of this. I think that it's a nice, cute tweet. It's very positive, and I think it describes your style very well. But when you're ready to move on, think about that. Think about a clip or something with some information, stream schedule, upcoming content, etc. Stuff along those lines. So, currently, we're going to move on to IamLich. There's Lich. Bonk. Hop back over here. So how's everybody doing today? I hope you all are having a great time. I'm gonna have another quick little drink before we hop into this. Does anyone have any big plans for the week? Any goals you're shooting for? When will Twitter get an edit button? That would be chaos. That will be absolute chaos. Rywokk, welcome to the stream. You are not too late. I actually haven't gotten to you yet. I was just gonna get to Lich. If you pop up in chat, I don't know if Lich is here. If you popped up, let's do you. You do me. You do you, and I'll do you too. There. How about that? We'll both do you. Rywokk. Let's pop up your account. Yeah, can you imagine the amount of chaos that would ensue from them getting an edit button? Oh my god. That would be madness. You'd have so many people doing like nasty stuff, like the nastiest thing I can think of at the moment without getting horribly inappropriate is like this if you love pizza, and then changing it to like this if you love pizza with pineapple, and then everyone's gonna be like rah, 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 and freak out and start throwing things. It'd be a mess. I'm Ghost, welcome to the stream. I'm doing good. How are you doing? How is the delay, by the way, everybody? because I changed the delay settings, like the latency settings on YouTube, and I'm wondering if it's a little bit better this time, because I know the first stream I did over here, really bad latency. Does it seem to be coming through a little bit better now? It seems like on my end, things are popping up pretty consistently. It doesn't seem like too much of a delay, but how is it on your end? Currently checking out Rywokk's profile. Rywokk, I don't know if you're here a little bit earlier when I was covering how I usually do these, but I go over the banner, the profile picture, the bio, and then we move on to your pinned tweet. I think those are the 4 main things that snag people when they show up at a Twitter profile, so I try to help everybody optimize that as well as possible. Ghost says, stream looks good to me, no issues. Cool, that's good to know. Doing some work. Paying bills, sad. Oh, paying bills. That first of the month life. The old first of the month. Classic money suck. So I like how bold this is. Just jumping right into the review here. I like how bold it is. This looks really good. It's snazzy, punches you right in the face. Again, I would try to work in where you're streaming, where you're creating content the most. Try to have a little bit more information up here, especially where your logo is so iconic and not very detailed. It's not a very personalized one. So I would try to have a little bit more personal info up here in your banner. Have some logos, have your tags, all that stuff. Moving into here, I like it. I think that this is a really good profile picture. It's very, very graphic, very easy to recognize. I keep saying graphic. It's not necessarily the word that I'm shooting for. I just can't think of the other stupid word right now. But it's very easy to recognize. Every time I see that pop up in my timeline, I know that it's you. So I like it. I think it's a good profile picture. It's not super personal, but you know, it doesn't always have to be. I think that as long as it's unique and original enough to stand out, I don't think it has to necessarily be super personal. Going into the bio, you have 28, Hunter main, Destiny 2 main, aspiring Ewok, join the Wok cult, won a PS4 once. Okay. I like again, you're putting in a little bit of personal information right up the bat. You're saying like, hey, I'm not a kid. I'm a grown-ass human being, and I like to play games. I would spruce this up a little bit. I'd probably put Destiny first. These are things that are just, in my opinion, if I was rewriting your bio, how I would do it. I would put Destiny first. I would put Destiny 2 main, and then I would just kind of combine that into something about Hunter, like, you know, Destiny 2, Hunter main, you know, something like that. I would just, I don't like redundancies. I think that they kind of break up the flow, so I would probably try to only have main once in there, you know, just have like Destiny 2 Fanatic, Hunter main, something like that. Have it right up front. Switch the order of them so you have the most important thing first. Aspiring Ewok, I like that I know it's part of your branding, but to me, as somebody coming in from the outside who hasn't really visited your stream to see that aspect of it, I've been in your stream, but I haven't seen that part. Like, I haven't seen you talk about that, so it's not really like something that is going to be really interesting or a connecting factor really to somebody new, if that makes sense. Rywokk says Hunter mains are the one. Hunters are the only thing that I play in Destiny 2 for real though. Totally forgot about the Ewok. You're just like, wait, that's in there? Ah, shit. But yeah, I would probably take that out because it's just kind of confusing to new people showing up. I don't really know what that's about. I can make educated guesses based off of your name being Rywokk and Ewok and all that, but yeah, I'd take that out. Won a PS4 once. It's unnecessary info. I know that it's kind of fun, personal, like, baha, won a PS4 once, but like, it's it's just kind of wasting space, honestly. It's not something that's going to encourage anyone to scroll down more. And that's what your bio needs to do, is any personal information that you're in there needs to either be creating a filter for your content funnel. Basically, all of this content that you're creating brings people in, and then your bio acts as a filter so that when they start getting down closer to becoming actually part of your community, you know that you have people that are relatable to you and that you're going to actually enjoy having in your community. So any content that you have in your bio needs to reflect that. And if it's personal, it needs to have a reason, and it needs to have some sort of value to the person reading it that's going to encourage them to either, one, turn away, like I make sure that I put LGBTQA in my bio so that people who are homophobic can get the fuck out. That's the type of personal information that you need to put in, not like random personal facts from a while ago. Again, this is what I would do if I was rewriting your bio. Just don't get mad at me. If it's something that's got a personal story to you and you feel like keeping it in there, then you do you, but, you know, that's my opinion. I think other than that, you're doing pretty good. Middlesbrough, England, I like that. I like that you kept it very, you kept it targeted to the point where they can know what to expect when they pop on. They know where you're at. They know what time it's going to be for you, like we just talked about. That same tip applies. Think of ways you can use that a little bit better. Maybe put that up here. Use that as a call to action. Get fancy with it. Do something crazy. The more interesting and out of the box you can be with your bio and your header, the more connection you're going to have a chance to make, because that every single little thing that you add up that's that attention grab is just a couple more seconds that they spend on your account. Couple more seconds, and then if they spend enough time there, the chance of them following is pretty great. If there was enough things that jumped out at them and held their attention as they went through the profile, the chance of them getting to right about here and going, yeah, I'll follow, you know, it's pretty high. But use this thing a little bit more creatively. I like that you know, obviously it's important to have your link. Let's pop over to your Twitch real quick and see if you have any other links going on over here that we might be able to work into something. So you do have quite a bit of stuff over here. You have a donation link, you have Amazon wish list, you have a stream schedule, chat commands. In your Twitter, I think that you could probably benefit from setting up a Koji as well. If you do with koji.com, you can set up a profile and it's kind of like a link tree. But they have a bunch of different apps that you can use to monetize as well, and build community engagement. You can post all sorts of things up there. You can embed your Twitter profile, you can embed your Twitch stream, you can just have everything combined under one, instead of having people go over to your Twitch and then have to hunt through everything else. You can have it right there at the forefront, with everything combined under one umbrella. I think that's a good move for everybody. Very rarely, in my opinion, do people just click straight through from this link to Twitch to follow. It usually takes a little bit more coercion. And at that point, if they're interested enough to click this link and go over here and follow, I think they would be interested enough to click a link and then literally just have one more thing that they can actually see embedded Twitch content from you and choose to make a follow based off of that. I think that extra little step isn't that much more to expect, and it's not going to shoot you in the foot, because of the added benefit of having everything else condensed under your own, basically simple little website. It's not even a link tree, it turns into a little website at that point because of the apps they have. So I think that you might benefit from that. Let's see, what else we got? This, I love that you have the schedule. I love that you have that up. That's a really good move. I started doing that too, and we'll see how it goes. I think it seems like, based off of everybody's trends right now and how the kind of like streamer meta on Twitter right now is very much to have these beautiful graphics laid out of your coming schedule. It's moved a lot beyond the just basic text of like, hey guys, I'll be live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you know, just the basic things that everyone did for so long. I love this trend of having really well designed, laid out schedules. So good job hopping on that. If you want to get a little bit fancier, you can always do stuff like this in Canva and animate it. That's what I do on mine. I don't have After Effects. I don't have access to a lot of those crazier things, and I don't understand DaVinci Resolve well enough to do it. But Canva is so stinking easy. You can just add some really simple animations to this to make it pop and stand out a bit more and look like, well, you can upload it as a video to get a little bit more of that pop as people are scrolling through rather than just a static image, which is good. It's a great start, and I love that you have this, but I think a little bit of motion to it would help this stand out a lot more. But I like that you did this. Another thing is just the fact that Twitter seems to not like posts with external links directly in it, especially if it's a link that you post a lot already, which your Twitch link will be. So if you focus a little bit more on the copywriting of this tweet, get it a little bit more punchy, a little bit more interesting, be like, yo, can't wait to share all of this with you guys, blah, 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 blah. You know, make it a little bit more exciting, and then go link below if you're interested, and then have it down in a comment down here. I think it will just help push these schedule tweets to a bit of a wider audience, so it's not getting throttled. That's kind of, some people are going to probably look at that and go, oh, that's a lot of conjecture, because they haven't really come out and said that they do that. But based off of statistics, it's pretty plain that something's going on, whether it's just a byproduct of the algorithm or, you know, the algorithm itself actively deciding to block links. It just seems like they have a little bit of a harder time right now with getting that reach. So try it, see if they works a little bit better for you, even just for the psychological aspect of when people see a link, they're expecting, well, I'm not interested in that, I'm scrolling, I don't want to go anywhere else. So they're not going to pay as much attention to it because they see the blue and they just keep going. So that's one possibility. If you eliminate that and you have a little bit more value in the caption of the tweet itself, it can definitely drive more engagement. So hopefully that makes sense. A little bit better tweaking to get some more reach for you. Kaiden, welcome to the stream. It says, I do mine on Canva and I forgot about the option to animate it. Yeah, no problem, absolutely. Hopefully that helps you out a bit. Rywokk says, I did start to do the whole link below, I'm going live tweets. Cool, that's a good idea. Yeah, I think it helps with my stuff. It seems to be helping a lot. It helps them get a little bit more push rather than just the regular going live tweet where it's obvious that it's going live tweet, and if they don't have time to click it, then they're not going to give a crap. So I think that's pretty good. You have a good start. I think that there are definitely a few things to work on, like we covered. Just a few little tweaks in there, something that's just gonna spruce this up and make it more scrollable, make it stand out a bit more to people instead of just kind of being a little bit flat. It has all of the information that you need. It just seems to be a little bit flat, if that makes sense. Jody says, I took the Canva advice almost immediately after the algorithm recommended me that Twitter video. Good, I'm glad you're finding some use out of that. I'm happy that people loved that Twitter video. I was kind of worried because I was looking on YouTube and there's no good video about how to write going live tweets, which I was so surprised at. With all of these advice channels out there and nobody's done a video just about how to write going live tweets. Like, come on, guys. There's like one other one out there that's actually titled How to Write Going Live Tweets, and it has like 100 views because they're not a very good video and has terrible information. So like, I was just so shocked by that. Rywokk is 100% taking all this advice on board. Good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I was kind of worried when I started doing these that people were gonna feel like I was attacking them. And you know, I don't want to attack anybody with this. I don't want to make anybody feel bad about what they're doing, because I feel like genuinely Twitter is hard, social media is hard, and if you don't know what's going on, you're just gonna go based on what everyone else is doing. And the majority of streamer Twitter is pretty blind when it comes to figuring out how these things work. They just don't really put the effort in. They just go with the meta, and it just gets them nowhere. And then they go, Twitter doesn't work, it's a waste of time. Goji says, I've been keeping the link in the tweet itself though, so I think I need to restructure the actual Canva video to have the link be a lot bigger. Them bitter links. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I try to make it pretty visible. Constructive criticism. Yeah, I don't want to beat anybody up, I just want to help everyone out. Oh, need to eat lunch after this. I'm so hungry. So I'm gonna move over to Lich. I like Lich's banner. Look at this. Look at this snazzy banner. Oof. That logo is so cool. That's just a great logo. But like, that's what I'm talking about. If y'all want to do a logo and y'all don't want to use a stream, like a webcam, or you even just don't want to make your face the face of your brand, a logo like that is great. That's what you want to shoot for. It's unique, it's original, it's not the standard red, black, and white, you know, crossed guns, folded arms, you know, just like the basic crap. So yeah, great start on there. You already have that We Are Lich. Is that your... Oop, I clicked the wrong thing. Hold on, I'm checking something real quick here. It is, nice. I was gonna say, is We Are Lich actually your Twitch thing? And it is, because I saw IamLich. But cool, you do have it matching. That is great. So that's a good start. Moving into profile picture. This one, it's just, I think it would be a little bit better if it wasn't for the straw. You feel me? The straw kind of ruins it for me. I like overall, you know, the framing and what you got going on here. It's real personal, laid back. But yeah, the straw throws it off for me. I would try to get something similar to this, that personal feel, nice cozy vibes, but without the straw poking you in the face. Rywokk says it's been good though, real eye-opener for what I could be doing better. Good, I'm glad you got some help out of it. Doji says for logos, I've always felt that it has to be super unique, or it has to be something easy to cut out into a vector like mine. Yeah, it can't be those crazy all over the place. Like I had a logo. I don't know if it's still around anymore. I don't think it's around anywhere at the moment. But I had a logo back when I was streaming as Dark Squid, and it was this big, it was really cool. I paid a decent amount of money for it, but it was this big squid, and it like wrapped around my name, Dark Squid, and then it had gaming underneath it, and it was just so detailed that when you threw it onto, you know, something like this, it just didn't show up. Nothing came through. It was also really hard to work into other things because there was so much going on with it that if there was anything in the background, it just looked so messy. But yeah, like you said, make sure that it's easy, simple, you can cut it out. Let's see, moving down into the bio. Father and husband, death metal, computer builder, YouTube business, email. So, do you have death metal and computer building as a feature of your content? Let's see. You're on LinkedIn, nice and professional. I would love to spruce this up a little bit. I know Linktree has some more options, so I would try to get a little bit more oomph to it. I'm not particularly familiar with all of the options that they have available, but I know that some of them have, like, you know, different pulse and move options for your links, so I'd see if Linktree has any of those. Draw attention to what you're most active on. I would also try to have the platforms that you're most active on right at the top as well. Unless I'm wrong, I highly doubt that LinkedIn is your most active platform. So I'd probably have Twitch and YouTube, stuff like that, up at the top, and then have it in descending order of importance to your brand. I could be wrong. LinkedIn might be your jam. You know, ignore me if so, but let's pop over to Twitch, see what's going on over here, what you got going on this channel. We are Lich. I like that. Again, carrying all the branding through. That's very good. All right, only clapping the finest of cheese. So you've got FPS games, a lot of that, like Escape from Tarkov, Rust. Rust isn't necessarily an FPS game, but that's that type of, like, survival game. It seems like you have pretty similar content across these types of games that you play. They seem to be mostly FPS and survival, like open world kind of games. So I would probably put that into your bio a little bit more. Put the type of games that you play in there. I would take out Computer Builder unless you are doing that on stream. If you're doing that on stream or you're doing it on your YouTube, which it doesn't seem like you are. Okay, I see kind of why you have the heavy metal thing in there. I see what's going on. So heavy metal is more of a thing on your YouTube. You have reaction videos. Okay, I see what's up with that. So yeah, I don't know. That's such a delicate line to toe, though, is trying to have two very distinct, separate types of content on here, because like tip videos, streamer tip videos and stuff like that with gaming streams, you can work because it's a similar audience. People who are coming to your channel for these reactions, people who are coming to your channel for these reactions, which seem to be doing pretty well, honestly. You seem to be having a good time with these. You got 17K, 2.4, 8.1. They're not necessarily going to be interested in a Warzone stream, you know? You're putting out a content funnel that's pointed in the wrong direction. So it's catching these people and they're all coming in, but then they're just falling back out again because they get to your channel and there's nothing for them except for just this one section, you know? And especially on your Twitter, you have that as the first thing that is your defining characteristic for your content is death metal. And you have one section that's about death metal. Unless I'm missing something and you do more of it on stream and it's more integrated there, I would try to move this down the priority list a little bit. Same thing with a Computer Builder. If you don't have any computer building content and that's not a focus for you, then get rid of it. Get that out of there. You're also stream on Twitch, so I'd probably try to have Twitch streamer / YouTuber, put that right up front. Have the types of games that you play and the type of content that you create front and center. We won't really get into today how to how to manage having that double niche on your channel, because I think that's a really hard move. We won't really cover that today, but just know that you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot with that a little bit. You're creating a content funnel that doesn't really reach the people that you necessarily want it to. Because even over here it says I'm an avid competitor gamer, FPS heavy variety streamer with an emphasis on intensity, hilarity, and respect. So somebody coming over here for these really popular videos that you're doing 17,000 of them, you know, they came to your profile and went, nothing there for me. Okay, goodbye. You know, you want to try to limit that as much as possible. Moving down into here, you got the link tree. We already covered that. I really like how you did that. Try to spruce it up a little bit more, get a little bit more concise branding to it, make it a little bit more flashy. I would also recommend getting a pinned tweet. I see you don't have one at the moment. 0 clout. I'm okay with that. Yeah, fuck clout anyways. It's a disease. I got too much clout. I had to go to the doctor and get a cream for it and stay off my foot for a couple days. You know, like we talked about earlier, pinned tweets are a great way to grab attention. They're a great way to direct people to the content that you want them to go to instead of just hoping that they stumble across something that interests them. But yeah, get a pinned tweet up with some personalized content, something that is going to hook people, something that is like a stream clip, a schedule, anything like that. Latest going live announcement, something like, hey, big event coming up, you know, check out this special day for the stream, and have a little graphic made up or something like that. Something that's bright, visual, and hopefully, you know, some movement in there. Just spice it up. Think of this like an extension of your bio, this little bit right here, because when they come to your profile, if there is a pinned tweet here, this whole thing, this whole page basically becomes a big advertisement for you and a big chance to grab their attention. And right now you're limiting yourself to half the page, just this bit. So yeah, utilize the whole page. Same thing on mobile. When they go to your profile, try to use up as much of that screen as possible with the type of information that you want to slap in front of them. So yeah, I think that covers about all of those. Overall, I think that Lich has a very good profile as well. I enjoy it. I think that it has a good start, but I think that there are definitely some tweaks that could make things a little bit more optimized for the type of people that you want to attract. And once you can kind of bring that branding and content focus in line with your community focus and the people that you're targeting, you'll start noticing a lot more growth. Because what I'm noticing happening with your stuff right now is you're getting a lot of views on some of these metal related things and reaction clips, but your gaming stuff isn't really picking up as much traction. And it's because there's that disconnect there. If you can bring those together a little bit more, bring those reactions into your stream, maybe start doing events like, hey, I'm gonna react to this. Well, you know, that really wouldn't work for live streaming because of DMCA. Yeah, that's a tough one, but I would try to find ways to bring the two a little bit closer together. That's a little bit deeper of a subject than we have time for on stream today, but I think that's definitely a big part of what's screwing you up right now and why you're not seeing as much growth as you possibly could be from those views that are coming in. Find ways to consolidate things under one roof instead of having two distinct content styles battling it out on your channel. Well, those are the reviews for today, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by. It has been a weird as heck day for me because I don't usually work on Mondays. Every time I stream, it's a weird day. I'm like, well, it's a weird stream day today. It's blah, blah. But yeah, today I actually had to work for like 3 hours in the morning, came home, didn't have time to eat lunch and just fired up the stream. So I'm definitely crashing hard right now. But it was a good stream. I feel like we covered some good topics, got some good tips out there, and I hope everybody found it useful. I'm going to be back with a video on Wednesday. I'm dropping a YouTube SEO focused video, so hopefully that will be useful as well. I'm sure it will be. Going through everything that has helped me reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and highest videos sitting at almost 40,000 views right now, 100% from SEO. most of the views, people are like, oh, you got like 2,000 followers on Twitter, it's coming from that. It's really not. Most of the views that I get on YouTube are from search and browse. I don't really get a whole lot of external stuff, whole lot of external views. It's all from SEO related, well, search engine optimization related growth. So I'm going to share that in a video for everybody and see that you can start boosting up your channels. And yeah, I'll see everyone next week. I'm going to do a Warzone stream next Monday. We're not doing any reviews. We're just going to do some straight gaming. Because a little experiment that I want to try is taking clips from my gaming streams and putting them up on TikTok, because I've really wanted to find a way to use TikTok. I also really love gaming and wanted to start as primarily just gaming streamer, but I never really was able to find my groove with it, I guess you could say. But I feel like I'm at a place now where I probably could do a little bit more with the gaming side of things and bring that passion, because that is my main passion and hobby, is gaming. So if I can bring that into my content a little bit more through something separate like TikTok, where it's just all of my gaming related stuff is on my TikTok, and Twitter is for social media marketing, stuff like that. Instagram is more personal, and then my YouTube channel has the tip videos, the live content like this, and then gaming streams to connect with everybody and have a good time and create content for the TikTok. I feel like that's a pretty good balance to content where it's not going to burn me out too much. So we'll see how it goes next week, next Monday, Warzone stream. Play for a couple hours. If you want to jump on and do some squads, hit me up on Twitter and let me know. Yeah, hope everyone has a great rest of your week. Peace. Do the whole thing, the whole stop grinding, start growing thing. Do it. Start growing.